Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today we've got another DLC for Planet Zoo. I saw the picture, the teaser one, but this is actually the final pack, come out. I'm actually quite excited for this one. It's got a very interesting assorted animals. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at the trailer and then go over and talk about it for the Planet Zoo America's Animal Pack. So let's have a look. Alright, so that is the trailer. So let's have a look at some of the little bits here. There's got some cool new designs here. You can see that it goes with some of the animals that we've already know teasing a bit, but I don't want to get too much into that. So here we've got the Coyote. Really nice looking Coyote. Really cool animal. Really do like the Coyote. It's a cool doggy. So it's cool to see this animal. I know a lot of people were some people was a little bit disappointed that we're getting yet another dog. We're getting two dogs in this pack, actually. I'm not going to go through what they are just yet, but I think at least one of them is a really good pick. I know some people wanted some other animals, but I'll talk about a little bit more when we go on. So here's a Coyote. Really nice one there. I actually quite like the initial model. Looks pretty good. They always nail the dogs, and it looks pretty cute. I do like a Coyote. So explore the vast Americas, and I like the theme of this pack because it's America, and you can have animals from a bit kind of everywhere. Here we've got the Ocelot, so another really cool one. I do love an Ocelot, and nice to have another kind of mid-sized cat. So that's another cool one to have. Ocelots are definitely very cool. See if you can spot that looks really cute. Nothing wrong with a good cat. And cool, I just love more American animals because I think South America is so biodiverse and it's missing out a lot. I think it's one of the continents missing out the most, along with probably Australia and things like that. But it's starting to pad out a bit. But yeah, really cool. And then next up we've got the Rhea. So this is the Rhea. It's like a South American's answer to the ostrich or the emu. They're very cool. I do like a Rhea. And we're cool that we're getting more birds. We're actually getting two birds in this pack, as I get into. Be another really cool species, definitely a big fan. And then we've got, all the extra stuff with building packs. There is a building pack goes with this as well. Yeah, quite cool. So yeah, we'll have a look at the next here. We'll actually increase that to 150%, so we get a good look. So, heyo zookeepers, get ready to explore the changing landscapes of North, South, and Central America with the Planet Zoo's America's Animal Pack that arrives on the 15th of April. This pack features 7 brand new animals that will bring even more diversity to your zoos, along with 80 brand new scenery pieces and an incredible new scenario. So yeah, we're not getting a habitat animal this time, but we are getting some more scenery, which is quite interesting. I think it's very much similar to the Barnyard Animal Pack, which is the last one. Okay, so let's have a look. From the icy wilderness of North America to the vibrant rainforests of South America. This exclusive collection brings you closer to a host of new species. Features the iconic Coyote from North America, so that's a really cool one. The Coyote. A really famous animal. Does get a bit of a bad rap. It's an animal that's got a bit of a mixed opinion in culture, but still an animal I think worth having. It's exotic. It's a lot of people saying it's not quite an exotic animal, but it's exotic to me. I'd never seen a coyote in my life. I've seen tigers and stuff in zoos, but I've never seen a coyote. Anyway, so yeah. Next one is the Ocelot, so the agile ocelot from Central and South America, who is equally at home in water, on land, or in trees. That's another cool one. Also includes the water-loving bush dog, so I really like that one. A dog with water needs, and I love bush dogs. They're a really cool species. Not very common in zoos either. I really do love a bush dog. The flightless greater Rhea, so that's another type of big flightless bird that we're getting. The mischievous white-faced Saki, so another New World monkey, so that's a really awesome one. The colourful American flamingo, so another type of flamingo, so we get 2 birds this pack. which is really good, and the hardy Bighorn sheep. So yeah, basically the light version of the Dall sheep, but it's kind of the more famous cousin, so I think it's justified. It's quite cool. And these animals are instantly recognizable and will add a familiar feel to your zoos. And the species showcases some of the rich and diverse and rich wildlife that make the Americas so unique. So yeah, I think that's a really cool list. I know a few people were like, "Oh, why don't we have the Coyote?" Because Coyote's a Central South American. They're basically like the South American version of a raccoon, and yeah, that would have been a good pick. I think there's some other ones, but that's probably the major one in my head. Maybe another monkey, because we're the only really New World monkey we have is the capuchin. So it's nice that we got another monkey. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good roster. Even though I don't think there's any such thing as really like a really bad roster, because any animal, as long as it's unique enough, not like the given weird subspecies, I think deserves kind of a spot. And coyotes, even though they're not really common in zoos and things, I know they happen in rescues and things, but overall they're not really common in zoos because they're such a common animal in America. They're not really considered, a zoo animal because they're just common wild animals. But I still think it's cool that they get represented in the game, and they are quite cool. So yeah, another cool coyote. Next up, we've got the America's Animal Pack also contains over 80 varied scenery pieces inspired by the American continent that allow you to create an exhilarating zoo that is bursting with life, featuring colourful fabric flags, you see there, that we saw them there, and canopy sets, ranch gates, ironwood lamps, window guards, woven discs, and various paper items that includes flags, flowers, and fans. Create your own fiesta for guests to celebrate, or set up your very own ranch. The choice is yours. So it's kind of like a cool mix, I think, is actually. It's, a little bit like a Mexican, Central American village, and then you also have like a ranch, something you'd be like in Central America, but also, in North America you have, your ranches out in the wops, very cowboy style. I think that's quite cool. Yeah, I think that's really adds to the scenery style as well, and good animal picks too. But we also have a little bit of the scenario. I think we'll have a look at here to have a look better at the scenario. So here's the publisher thing. We won't worry about that. So this is the screenshot before. Let's see if it'll load. Don't know what did that there. There we are. So that's the coyote. This is the white-faced Saki, so this is the type of monkey it looks like. And it'd be really good, especially for a lot of New World monkey mods that are on there. So give a new, rig to put them on, and so they don't have to worry about the curled tail like the, other ones. But yeah, really, really cool. Another cool monkey, really like an uncommon one, so it's cool to see them. Ocelots, another really cool cat. And then we've got a picture there. So that's, another really cool amount of animals. So explore the wilds of the Americas with Planet Zoo, America's Animal Packs, pretty much the same there. Expand your zoos with the following species: the elegant ocelot with its spotted pattern, the great Rhea, the largest bird in the Americas with its iconic shape, the American flamingo, which is sure to add a splash of colour to any habitat, the mischievous white-faced Saki, so another really cool type of monkey. This pack also includes the clever and adaptable coyote, and the cunning bush dog, which is known for spending time on both land and water. So I think that would be a cool need as well, a little bit more water dog, which is quite cool. And the bighorn sheep with its rugged charm. These species celebrate a diversity and rich wildlife that makes this part of the world so unique. No. So yeah, I think that's a really cool one. I'm definitely a big fan of like that list. As I mentioned, Coyote would have been cool, and maybe another species of monkey, but that's really the only critiques. I do like this pack, and I think coyotes obviously deserve a good pick. Although a lot of people are like kind of like, well, we have Coyote, but there's always potential for other packs. And I know Frontier tends to do like a couple like basic ones, or ones kind of fall back on that are easy to make, and then you have a few really interesting ones, and that would probably be the Saki in this one. So the rest of them are kind of, more just similar to other animals already in the game. The Saki is probably the most distinct one. And even the Rhea and stuff, that's just another quote-unquote clone of the ostrich. Even though I don't like using those terms because they're obviously very different animals. But the Saki is probably the one that sticks out to me as being the most distinct of them all. Because, bush dog comes second close, but that's just another dog. So is the coyote, another dog. Saki's, as mentioned, different monkey. Bighorn sheep is just kind of a Dall sheep clone, quote unquote. Rhea ostrich clone. American flamingo is a clone of the greater flamingo. things like that. So they're not too dissimilar, but I think the Saki, is that one that's going to be the feature of the pack. But yeah, Coyote would have been cool. Obviously, it's just a raccoon clone, but we need obviously more raccoons, and Coyotes are quite popular. So this is why I don't like the clone saying, "Oh, this is a clone, that's a clone," because really everything's a clone of everything. It's just how distinct the animal actually is. But anyway, we'll carry on. Over 80 incredible new scenery pieces. This pack also features a variety of new scenery pieces inspired by the American continent. Create a rustic southwestern feel with ranch gates and ironwood window guards. Add warm and charming lanterns and street lamps. Scenery also includes vibrant fabrics such as mixtures of we kind of already covered that. So this is really cool. I like the South American feel. I really like that you can make so much with theming a Planet Zoo. I do kind of wish there was more like a typical zoo kind of maybe there, but you could really make that, I guess. Yeah, I want to talk about the scenario, so this is interesting. So not everyone's a hero, but everyone deserves a chance. You are tasked with helping the notorious Dominic Myers, the rough around edges businessman, in his last attempt to set up a zoo in Mexico. Despite his reputation for being a money-motivated individual, he has finally started to see a correlation between animal and guest happiness and the money that can create. So, he's starting to connect the dots. Like happy animals, people don't want to go to the zoo to see sad and injured and depressed animals. They want to see animals that are happy and healthy. So he's kind of figured that out now. So now determined to turn things around and build something extraordinary for his cheetah Smudge. With the press of his tail and even more scrutinized, Dominic needs you to navigate the chaos. Can you help him overcome the odds, or will the heat be too much to bear? See, that's another really cool one there. Definitely very interesting assortment of animals. As we saw the Rhea, Coyote, Saki, and Ocelot. So Coyote, yeah, we've got half there. So we haven't seen the Bighorn sheep yet. We haven't seen the American Flamingo. We haven't seen the Bush Dog, and we haven't seen, Bush Dog, American Flamingo, Bighorn sheep, and what was the other one? Let me check in my head. Bighorn sheep. Because we've seen the Rhea, we've seen the Coyote, seen the Ocelot, seen the Rhea, seen the Saki, and seen, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we haven't seen the Flamingo, the Bush Dog, and the Bighorn sheep. So that's what we're trying to figure out there. But yeah, really, really cool. I am really quite excited to see this one. And obviously, I'll be covering it. I'll split it up into 2 parts probably, but I've got a couple mod spotlights that I'll probably make before then. I'm having a busy couple weeks, so I probably won't be able to get this quite on time as I'd like, but I will make sure, because I always like to talk about these animals, and I'll split it up correctly and everything. But this is a nice pack. As I mentioned, probably a few things I would have changed personally. I think, as much as I love having 2 birds, I think another monkey would probably be a slightly better priority, because like a howler monkey or something like that, or a spider monkey potentially would be quite good, like an official spider monkey. But there's not really a bad choice. It's nice to see another bird. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we need no more birds," and yeah, we are getting more birds. An American Flamingo, so that's you can't win either way. Either you get another monkey or another bird. And then Coyotes, as I mentioned, they're kind of very similar to raccoons, so they could be quote unquote a raccoon clone, just like this is a dog clone. But that's still another good choice. You're never going to please everyone with these packs. So I think even though there could have been some better choices, I do think Coyote would have been a better replacement for Coyote. But yeah, still a good choice regardless. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to get the little bell icon to get notified below anything. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys like and subscribe. And goodbye.